Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into another edition of the JP Peterson Show. I believe this is Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it is Tuesday, as they all run together. Been working on the studio here this morning. Are you getting an echo at all? How's the audio? Sound good?
I like it.
It's loud. It's just loud. Good morning, everyone. How are you? We're back to our normal time, even though we're a little late. We're futzing with all the cameras this morning. Can we show them all the 12 different cameras that I have?
Yeah, let's see here. Let me handle that so we don't run into what we just ran into. Let's see. We got that for you.
A nice shot of the back of my head. We got to fill those shelves, so we're getting close. Got to get that one TV working there, that below. We're close. And there's our nice Kingmakers logo right there on the other side. We got a beautiful new space here, and we're tweaking it. We're working on it at Kingmakers Tampa. Beautiful new luxury man cave, as I like to call it. We've got a golf simulator right on the other side of that door. That is absolutely fabulous.
Right on the other side of those windows.
Those windows, yes, on that other side of those windows. Wherever that's the windows to the golf simulator.
Well, used to go to outside, I guess, huh?
Yeah, and then there's a beautiful bar area and multiple screens to watch football games. A great space for that. We got all kinds of things cooking here at Kingmakers. We're very excited. So we're gonna have a Peterman's gathering right here to watch some football at some point. So we can't wait to have you guys over here and mess around in the studio and have all kinds of fun. So how are you, Petermans? How you guys doing? Good.
Hope everybody's good.
I can hear them all. There they are. They're all lining up. Yeah, good.
They're lining up.
We got lots to get to today. It's not just about us and our silly studio here. It is a lot about what's going on with the Buccaneers. And I'm just getting tips and spots here on evidently Jason Light did a story, and I'm trying to get the full text of the story where he says, knowing what I know about Devin White, I would have taken him off my board. Which obviously is, it's not old news, but it's
a little damning.
Yes, damning from a lot of different ways. And I think it's very interesting of Jason Light to come out and say things like that, and I love it. I absolutely love it. He is the most transparent, authentic, genuine general manager I think there is in football. I honestly believe that. I mean, he lies like you have to lie in order to not tell people what you're doing in the draft. I mean, that's not even lying.
It's part of the job.
It's just part of the job. I hate to even call it lying. It's not lying. It's just subterfuge. It is what it is. It's what you're supposed to do. It's your job. It's in your job description. You don't tell anybody what you're going to do.
It's like if you're in the CIA, you can't tell everybody all the truth all the time. It's just part of your job.
You're a professional liar. And that, absolutely. You can't be giving away your secrets. But rarely will anyone come out and admit mistakes. Like rarely will you have someone come out and admit mistakes. And he readily does that. Because he feels very secure where he is and with the Glazers, and he should. He has done a terrific job, and he's really grown into the job in an exquisite type of way. And I think honestly, and I've said this before, it's his genuineness. It's his authenticity, a much better word, that kept him in this job. I think the Glazers trusted him. They trusted in his knowledge, and they, more than anything, they felt like, they knew what this guy was all about and where he was going, and he was growing in the job because he was so transparent with them. Yeah. I think it's a rare quality in the job that he's in, and he's done a hell of a job. I mean, to have 5 consecutive playoff appearances, 4 consecutive NFC South titles, whatever you want to say about the division. It's an NFL division, and nothing is easy in this league.
Yep.
And he has done a freaking fantastic job. And I'm efforting to get the full context of the story, but that's just a little bit of a little taste of it, and we'll get to it a little bit later on. We got Rives to talk about. They finally got a win last night. That was nice. And what's the hell in the name of that park in Sacramento? I don't know. It's not nearly as nice as
overrated
as our
park.
minor league park. What's that?
overrated park.
It's I love the charm of it. They have a little grass burn. That's nice. But it's just very minor league, kind of like, but not as, I think their minor league park is way more minor league than our minor league park. Does that make sense?
Well, because your minor league park is owned and was built by the Yankees, so you would expect it to be. It's Sutter Health Park is the name of the stadium.
Sutter Health Park. Yeah, another health.
The home of the Sacramento River Cats of the PCL.
Yeah, who still play there. They have figured out how to. They play there when the A's are away, so that stadium is in constant use. So it's a little weird to watch the games there. I'm not going to lie. Probably like it is to watch games at Steinbrenner for people outside the market. It's just it's just not a major league stadium. We know that, but it was good enough for the Rays to get a win last night. So we'll get into that a little bit. But the big news from the Rays is Sugar Shane shut down for the year. So I want to get into that a little bit more here in a second. TJ Rives is going to join us at 10:30. So that'll be fun. And of course, all your comments, your texts, we'd love to have you guys jump into the show. Good morning to you, to our regulars. We love you, Nathan Elliott. Good morning, peeps. Good morning, you degenerates. Where's the Petermans? There we go. Kenneth McClary, Tuesday morning to everyone. Yes. Terrific Tuesday to everyone. Shame to see what happened to D White. Is it?
Is it?
Did something happen to him? Did I miss that part?
I mean,
or just the overall decline. Is that what you're talking about? All right, runner, just the overall decline. Yeah. When his dad passed, it seemed to get worse. When his dad was, whatever happened to him when he was killed in custody or died in custody.
And that will happen sometimes. It has a profound effect on people, and you never know how they're going to react. And sometimes you can't help them. I mean, I've lost both parents, not like that, but I can tell you at a young age, man, it's rough.
Yeah, I saw, and obviously the slide for Devin seemed to start happening before that, but it's a great study in drafting players, paying attention to character, who they are. One of the big things I have a problem with Devin, with the whole Devin White situation is, and we talked about it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Is, he stayed 2, maybe 3 years longer than he should have. Definitely 2, maybe 3. It was clear that he was not taking coaching. He was not prepared for games. He was constantly freelancing and costing the Bucs big time in key situations. But while we could all see that plain as day, Todd Bowles went to the podium every single time and defended him. And that's not cool. I get it. Sometimes it's part of the job, but I would counsel coaches. I'm not telling Todd Bowles how to do his job. He clearly knows what the hell he's doing, and he's doing a great job. But I think you do yourself a disservice to the fans when you come to the mic and say it's raining when we clearly know you're peeing down my leg. It's just, I think you lose the trust of the fan base. We can clearly see what's going on. I know we don't know as much football as you guys do, clearly, and we don't know, more the inside scoop, right. But it all shows up on Sunday. And you can't hide it. It's kind of out there for everybody to see. And when we keep asking you about it and you keep defending him, you lose credibility with the fans and the media in some ways. So, and I know, but I think Todd Bowles' heart was always in the right place, and if he's guilty of anything, it's being too human and too loyal. Obviously he kind of looked at Devin White as a son, and he was very much a father figure to him. And what do? Even when your kids are bad, you defend them, right? You defend them. You close the circles. You try to support them. So I think his intentions were noble. It's a dirty business, right? It's the NFL, and it's all about production. And when you're not producing, when you're not doing what you should be doing, it's apparent to everyone. It's right out. It's all out there. So,
well, and here's the deal with Todd Bowles and the way that he handled all that. it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing, because
100%.
That when he's supporting his player, when Devin White's going through what he's going through, and you're supporting your player, you're hoping that player can get back to productivity like he was before whatever happened. And if he does, then you're a hero, because you're like, hey, we supported this guy. Look, he's back. And the fan base is like, man, Todd handled that really, really well. He never left the guy's side. He supported him the whole time. However, if it plays out like it did, and that player has to be cut, goes on. He's now cut from the Eagles. He's probably not going to make the 53-man in Las Vegas now, and that slide just continues. Well, now you're questioned, because you're like, well, then why were you supporting him so much when he's going through this? Like, now you look bad, right? So it could have gone one or two ways for Todd Bowles. Unfortunately, it went this, and for Devin White, it went this way. But I don't think anybody's going to criticize Todd Bowles for standing by his guy, because that was clearly, with what White was going through, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, and I'm not criticizing Todd Bowles as much as I'm saying there's a cost to it.
Yeah.
I think you're 100% right. You have to play it that way. Maybe you don't have to be so effusive in your praise. There were times when he's like, he makes plays sideline to sideline that nobody else makes in this league. And he was a very fast guy. He made impact. But, we're like, okay, but what about him running past the quarterback and playing completely out of control and freelancing and missing tackles and all this other stuff? Like, third and goal, they're always going after his man and he's wide open in the end zone. I mean, it's, that's the part that, it's a weird deal. It's a weird deal. You're 100% right. You got to support your player in that mark, but maybe you don't have to be so effusive in the praise, and just, maybe it's just like, we're working with it. He's not playing up to what we really want him to do, but we're supporting him and we're hoping he gets better.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not telling Todd Bowles how to do his job. He's doing just fine, but
and I just think that's Todd Bowles, right? I think that's just his attitude. Yeah. Like, he is 100% positive all the time, and then the best here. And that's just how he was reacting to it. And unfortunately, and
that has, and clearly that has tremendous benefits in terms of the culture of your team. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a big reason these guys are all together rowing in the same direction, and that the collective is better than the sum of the individual parts. That's because Todd Bowles doesn't criticize his players, because he keeps it all in house. And that builds a family. If your dad is out there, oh, this one sucks, that one sucks, this one sucks. There tends to be a fracture of the family, right? And so I think, if he's guilty of anything, it's too much loyalty and too much support of players that may not be worthy of that support, which is weird, because if you're Devin White, how did you not turn it around? I mean, everybody was supporting you. You had a great family here. I mean, a really good family here, and you could not turn it around. I mean, that's just, sorry, I forgot to turn off the TV in here.
I mean, yeah, look how everyone else is reacting to the family environment that the Bucs have cultivated, that Todd Bowles, Bruce Arians, Jason Light, that these guys have cultivated. It's Levante David coming back after contemplating retirement. He said it was because of the players, right? Because of the front office, just the family atmosphere. Shaq Barrett wanting to come back, but only to the Bucs because of the family atmosphere, right? Well, Devin White's the outlier here, not the Bucs. So clearly there are things going on. There are demons he is dealing with outside of football that have taken over. And while it's unfortunate, there's really nothing in retrospect the Bucs could have done, or Todd Bowles could have done, or Jason Light could have done to fix this. This is a Devin White problem.
Yeah, they gave it all they could. There's no question about that. But and did he help us win a Super Bowl? Absolutely. 100%, no question about it. He played great in those situations, but the more notoriety he got, the more selfish he got, the less team-oriented he was, and he was an outlier. And, they probably held on to him longer than they needed to. Maybe they could have gotten something more in return had they cut their losses, but it is what it is. He's gone. He's somebody else's problem, and now the Bucs move forward.
Yep.
So yeah,
Kevin White's probably going to be out of football in 2025.
Yeah, and when he went to Philadelphia and there was all this hoo ha, and we're like, yeah, that's not, as I told Sal Pal, there's nothing there. There's nothing left there. There's nothing. It's not going to work out well for you. Cut your losses, but it is what it is, and that's their problem now. But I think it's just a lot of interesting parts of that story to talk about, and a big part of it is Jason Light having the balls to say, yeah, he would be off my board knowing what I know now. And it's a learning experience. And look how they've learned to draft. Look how this staff is turned it around. I mean, they were not good at drafting players. There were some awful drafts. But in their last, 3 years, they've been kicking ass. And it's a process. And if not for the patience of the Glazers, which I think is a huge part of this, most general managers would have been fired with Jason Light's record after 6 years. Most would.
Right.
But when he went and got Bruce Arians, he saved his job and he redirected the franchise into which brought Tom Brady, which brought a Super Bowl, which brought everyone wanting to come play in Tampa Bay. It's a really cool deal. And now
the trajectory is still moving upwards even without Tom Brady. And that should tell you something right there.
Yeah. I mean, who the hell does that? They completely sell out in the Brady years, which was exactly what they should have done. Go all in, push all your chips to the middle. We'll pay for it later. Absolutely. And they win a Super Bowl, have a couple of really good, productive playoff runs. And, and then what normally happens to every other team is the nosedive, because once you have to pay the piper, now you got to play with a lot of young kids and all the guys you draft. And Jason, like Jason said on this show when he came on, is like, yeah, we had no other choice. We weren't going to be able to go pay free agents. We had to draft well, and those guys had to play well, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, it is absolutely a tremendous story and patience by the Glazers, in their general manager, in their head coaching. They could have gone out and made a big splash, found another coach, but they stood pat. And we'll see if the issues that Todd Bowles has had over the years, the game management issues, rectify this year. And again, that's what football is all about, man. Let's go out there and play and see how these games turn out. And I'm excited to see this team play. I'm excited to see how Todd Bowles coaches this team up, how much more aggressive he is in the moment. I think it's going to be really interesting. And we're all pulling for him. That's for damn sure. I know we got some Todd Bowles haters out there. And listen, I've been a critic. I'm not trying to rewrite history. There's a couple moments in the last few seasons that if they don't happen, the Bucs don't make the playoffs, and I'm not sure Todd Bowles is here, because this roster is really, really good. And like everybody else out there, it doesn't matter what your press clippings are. It doesn't matter what your contract says. If you don't perform, it's the NFL, not for long. And if you don't produce, not for long. So, but that's the beauty of the game. It's reality television. Every time we go out there, careers are won and lost, and money and all that stuff. The stakes are high. The stakes are very, very high.
Yeah.
And that's why we love it. And that's why we even watch these freaking preseason games. Yeah.
JP, I've got a fun list here that we can go over a little bit later in the show if we have time. It's ranking the NFL quarterbacks by trait.
By trait?
It's a list. They rank the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL in different categories on arm strength, mechanics, ball placement, decision-making, pocket presence. And it's fun to see where Baker lines up with all of these guys.
Yeah.
Because it's different in each category, obviously. Who
did it?
This is Dan Orlovsky, maybe one of the greatest quarterbacks and pocket presence quarterbacks in the history of the NFL.
Nobody felt the game like Dan Orlovsky.
Dude, I love Dan Orlovsky too, though, man. I absolutely love that dude.
Yeah, I think he's a great analyst. I think he works his ass off doing college and pro. And I think he's very honest.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever has an agenda. It's just about ball, which you can't say about 90% of the commentators on ESPN.
Yep.
So I love that. That's refreshing. And I think he has a self-deprecating way.
I love that he's self-deprecating too. He owns it. He owns everything, man.
Yeah, some of these guys when they talk, it's like it's a level of self-importance that is off the charts. But Dan, I think, strikes a very, very good chord of great credibility, self-deprecating, but certainly incredibly knowledgeable and works his ass off.
Well, and he knows his role and he knows his place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important. He doesn't take any of this too seriously. He takes his job very, very seriously, but he doesn't take himself too seriously. He knows where he came from, and he owns all of it. I think it's great. It's very refreshing in this day and age. But he's the one that made this list, so we can get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We'll definitely do that. Early success was the worst thing to happen to Devin White, says Pat. He wasn't mature enough to handle it. I think that's 100% correct. 100% correct. He always struck me as a very immature, selfish kind of guy. It was just always about him. And even when he tried to, toe the company line of team, it wasn't authentic. It just wasn't. Yeah. Mike says it's time. Hold on. It's time for JP and Tim to do the smelling salt challenge live on air. Okay.
All right.
It hasn't been banned on the JP Peterson show, so we're good.
No. Mike, you provide the smelling salts and we'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be poison.
Oh, B is out of jail, by the way, and he's back.
All right.
We know who John Romano. We know John Romano's in whose pocket. Question in whose pocket is JP in? Oh,
Ashley's.
Bingo. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, true. No, clearly, given my lifestyle, although I live a $1 million lifestyle on a lot less. Let's just put it that way. So I'm in nobody's pocket.
That's the goal.
We are independent media here, my friend. Ain't nobody paying their. I mean, my sponsors they own me, but I haven't ever had one sponsor say anything about what I've said on the show. Not one time. Not one time. I've had a couple ask me some things like, "Did you say this?" And I say no. No, that's not what I said. Because we've had other companies, namely the sports radio station in town, that anytime I put a new advertiser, they send a salesperson out there to talk shit.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's like clockwork. Or they used to. I don't know if they do that anymore, but they used to.
You probably don't have time or the staff.
Like, what are you doing? Like, really, what are you? Which is why they're failing tremendously. The ratings are horrible.
JP, if you're that big of a threat to WDAE, then they got bigger issues than you.
Exactly. 100%. 100. It's like the coach that always worries about what the talk radio guy's saying. You got no shot, bro. You got no shot. You are worrying about the wrong things. You are focused on the wrong things. Yeah. So I don't think I've ever heard Todd Bowles once talk about anything he's heard in the media. And that doesn't go for general managers. I think if Jason White wants to keep receipts, that's just fine. But he's not coaching or playing. So I think and he does it in a fun way. So, and a motivational way. I'm not saying that Todd doesn't listen or doesn't read what we say, but if I had to guess, I'd say he doesn't. I say I know that. So the Buccaneers will their PR, like every organization puts out the PR staff will compile what people are writing, what people are saying. They'll send clips of my show. They'll send clips of other shows, and it'll be sent out to the staff. Like, this is what people are saying. This is what the clips are. And there are some people that pay attention to it and some people that don't. And I would bet Todd is one that doesn't. He just doesn't, he's still singularly focused on what he needs to do. I could be wrong on that, but that's just my guess.
How many hours a day do you think? Let's put the over under at 30 minutes. Would you go over under on the amount of time Todd Bowles spends on social media every day?
Unless he's checking on his kids. Yeah, I don't think, no.
Way under, right?
Way under. He might come out with a snap face reference. He might think it's called snap face, like Belichick.
I was wondering if he's still got a flip phone.
Yeah.
Like he may still have a flip, and that's not a bad thing, to be honest with you.
I would die to not be on social media if I could somehow tear myself away from that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's a very important part of our business.
Yep. It's necessary. Yeah.
B says Riveters coming to downtown St. Pete. The rivalry continues. I don't think it's a rivalry. And we broke that news weeks ago, B, when you were in jail.
When you were in jail.
You didn't. How do they not have access to the JP Peterson Show in jail? That's my question.
Isn't that like a requested extracurricular thing where they can just go in the room and watch the show every morning if they want to? Like,
I mean, if they want to torture the inmates, yes, should be required watching. Absolutely. You don't watch this joker every day. Get me out of here. Nathan Elliott says Devin White is the typical LSU player. Started off blazing hot and flamed out just as fast. There does seem to be some truth to that in the Eddie O
years
iteration. Yeah, it was a bit of
Nick Saban years.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wild west there going on.
I mean, I don't know. I think typically LSU, maybe defensive LSU players. I don't know. Offensive seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that doesn't happen to Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. B says, "Oh, please, Todd Bull uses that Casio as his game manager." He does have a Casio watch, actually.
B, I want to know if that's your actual cat in your profile picture. Is that your cat? Or is that just a random picture you used? I have to know.
Michael LaRue says the Bucs should have drafted Josh Hines Allen instead of Devin White. That's 100%. I said the same. I was there with you, Michael, on that day. Allen has 53 sacks in 6 seasons with the Jags. You could argue the Bucs don't win a Super Bowl without Devin White. Yeah, but they probably win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen.
Right.
Let's remember he'd still be here, and we wouldn't have the edge issues that we've had.
Probably wouldn't have signed Hassan Reddick if you had him.
That was first guessing by Michael and myself. We were like, what are we doing? Inside linebacker, number 5 overall? Edge rushers on the board? I don't know.
That does seem kind of high for an inside guy, to be honest with you. I don't even like taking outside guys that high.
B says that cat is 12 pounds of whoop ass.
That's pretty fun. I always knew he was a cat guy.
A 12-pound cat, too. That's a whole lot of kitty. That's a whole lot of kitty right there.
I mean, I like him big.
Let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. I gotta send TJ his link. My bad, brother. And we will come back and see what he has to say about and a couple of players have been released. One rather interesting release by the Buccaneers. We are brought to you by the great folks at Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. We are local, we are trusted, and we get results. And onsiteconstructionfl.com. Get your free you get a free visit from Jason Fawcett, the man, the myth, the owner right there. He'll just come to your house and say, hey, this is what we could do. We could do this here. We could do that there. You probably have no idea some of the options that you could do in add-ons and renovations. They'll show you the book that they have with all kinds of great pictures in it. Like, yeah, I want that. I want some of that. And they're a great group, great contractors, on budget, on time, somebody that will honestly work on your house. Very, very difficult to find a great, honest contractor. And you have one in onsiteconstructionfl.com. Give them a call, and they'll come over and do a free visit for you, free evaluation of your home and maybe some of the issues that you have in there. And then you'll be on the preferred client list. So if there is a hurricane, you don't have to go look for a contractor. You're already at the top of the list. That's onsiteconstructionfl.com. Back in 3. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for 0 monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rives play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. The best food, the best drinks, the best staff, the best atmosphere, everything you need in a really cool sports bar. I say good food, I'm talking great food. The wings are tremendous. The burgers are fantastic. I was over there with Big O, Orestes Destrades, a couple weeks ago, and he got a burger, and he was like, my dude, this is the best burger ever. That's a terrible Orestes accent, but he loved it.
What was that?
Absolutely. I don't know. He loved it. That's the point. It was really, really good. So get on over to Riveters. Tell them JP sent you. By the way, they do catering. They'll come to your office, whatever your event. They've got some nice event spaces, private rooms at the Riveters. Very casual place. You know, you're not going to spend an arm and a leg there. The food is fantastic, and it's just a great place to hang out. Riveters. You see it right behind me there. How about that board?
Good timing, huh?
How about that? All right, let's bring in the man, the myth. He is a broadcasting legend. He is the Bucs sideline guy for the last 750 years, and he still has hair right there.
Not much.
Wow.
Not much. We're hanging on by a thread, brother. That's why I got the hat on. The new fans.
Yes.
Mine's been gone.
Yeah. What's up, brother?
Been dealing with my own issues. Good to be with you boys.
Are the twins good?
First day of school.
Second day of school.
I saw that
picture yesterday is right there. And then the key was the "You Are Looking Live" video of them backing out of the driveway and driving themselves to school to their own parking spot yesterday. A momentous occasion for them because they have been embarrassed to be seen with me dropping them in the car line for the better part of 6 or 7 years. Official confirmation they did make it to the parking lot safely. There you go.
TJ, when I saw that on Facebook yesterday, I was scared for you.
Yes,
I was. I feel you.
Riley Rives at the wheel yesterday completed the assignment, and today Abby Rives at the wheel completed the assignment. So we are 2 for 2 on safely getting to the high school and the parking space.
Keep it that way.
Because honestly, up where I live here in North Tampa and the mean streets of the Tampa suburbs of Lutz, it is like the Hunger Games trying to come westbound towards the Veterans Expressway and towards the school complex, and combat driving at its finest. Some of the stuff that you see like on a NASCAR track at 195 miles an hour. So,
I think you're overselling this.
I'm not overselling some of the stuff that goes on, brother. I drove in that for about 6 years, middle school car line, high school car line, etc.
What's that road that goes right by TPC?
Correct. Brother, you haven't been there between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Again, it's like the Hunger Games.
If I get an early tea time, yes, maybe.
Yes. So anyway, for everybody, the tens of thousands of students that are around our area, all over the state and everywhere else all over the country, they're going back to school. A lot of the northern cities don't go back till after Labor Day, as we've talked about. But for the South, we're back. We're back. For example, you love these stories, and then we'll get to the Buccaneers and whatever else.
I do love them. Yes.
Mrs. Rives teaching the 5th grade. Great educator. She's the team leader this year. She's the Baker Mayfield of the team, which means she gets screamed at for things that are not her fault when they meet with administration.
Sure, there's a large bonus attached with that, too.
I'm just going to share this because this happens sometimes on the first day of school. She's got a little guy who's a 5th grader, not even a 3rd grader, much less a 1st grader or kindergartner. And this is about an hour into the proceedings. They're in the line. They're headed somewhere, and he's breaking down. He's got the lip quivering. He's got the tear running down the cheek. And she looks at him, and he says, "I don't want to be here." And she looks back at him and deadpans, "Buddy, I don't want to be here either, but we got to get this done. Let's go." It's August the 11th. You think any of us want to be here on August the 11th? No.
You don't think I'd rather be at the Polynesian bar sipping on an espresso martini, pal?
And with
Mrs. I'm here with your little snot-nosed ass crying
exactly
and stuff. Hell
right.
no.
She'd rather be having the burger with you and Orestes at the Riveters. She'd rather be with Timmy having some chicken wings, but I got to be here with you. So she just, they get it done. Awesome. Shout out to the educators. Shout out to everybody taking care of our kids for the next 9 months.
No, I say this all the time. The teachers, man, they don't get paid nearly enough. And the amount of money that we spend on education that gets wasted,
it's unbelievable.
It doesn't get to the teachers where it should be. That's for damn sure.
That's exactly right.
And we got to send out, these teachers have to send out wish lists.
Yes.
For the government, waste so much money.
Can we supplement
for our kids?
Supplement the hundreds and hundreds of dollars that we're spending out of our own bank account to have all the stuff in the room. And some of these parents do a great job of helping supplement the wish list, et cetera. But yeah, I mean, that's thousands and thousands of teachers that are going, "Hey,
they shouldn't have to do some
help.
They shouldn't have to do that
because they don't give me a budget to spend on all the different stuff we need." It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is.
All right, we're off the soapboxes.
Right, so TJ, I got a question for you to start,
Certainly.
TJ. So JP and I were talking about the family atmosphere that the Glazers, that Jason Light, that Todd Bowles have built within the Bucs organization, going back to Bruce Arians and even before we started this. An interesting quote from Jerry Jones. Of course, the Cowboys are always in the news. Let's do a fun game of compare the GMs.
Compare and contrast, if you will.
Let's do that. So a quote. Everybody knows Jerry likes when the Cowboys are in the news, right?
Right.
This is an actual quote from Jerry Jones from yesterday. when asked if he just likes to stir the pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quote, if we're not being looked at, meaning the Cowboys, then I'll do my best part to get us looked at.
That's right.
I'll stir it up, end quote.
Exactly.
Can you ever imagine Jason Light ever saying anything remotely close to those words to a reporter?
Now we go next level with that comment. What should the priority be at this point? Should it be trying to keep us out there on the debate circuit of all the talking head shows, the First Takes and the Around the Horns and the Pardon the Interruptions and the Undisputeds, and half of those shows are canceled that I'm naming. But
right.
should it
for good reason?
Should that be our priority, or should it be winning games and making the playoffs and winning playoff games
and building your roster?
Yes,
this is the preseason. That's what it's for.
Well, right. And I mean, Jerry is the only owner in the NFL that goes and does his own, as you know, Tim, but we share this all the time, that goes and does his own press conference right after the game, right outside the locker room with his thoughts.
By the way, before the coach does, before the coordinators, before players, before anybody, Jerry is the first one to speak.
Speaking of the media Hunger Games, JP, it's the media Hunger Games trying to get around Jerry with the microphones and the recorders and the cameras.
Oh, man.
Because generally speaking, especially if they've lost, he is a quote machine. They're going to get more out of him than they're going to get out of the head coach.
Well, and that's
so bad.
And that's his definition of success.
Yeah.
His success has nothing to do with winning.
Right.
It just has to do with being in the news, being relevant, and selling
making
tickets.
money. Right. And selling tickets, selling partnerships,
selling
suites.
The brand is what's important to him, which is why he'll completely overpay Micah Parsons, like he completely overpaid Dak Prescott, like he completely overpaid CeeDee Lamb, because he waits too long, draws it out, because what? He says, oh, I'm getting free press out of this. That's what he sees as a win. Everybody else is like, yeah, we're more interested in winning Super Bowls.
And again, if you're a fan, if it's a fan base, maybe you want a little less of Jerry press conferences and a little more of let's get some help in the draft and some help and some depth in free agency. I mean, I know this time a year ago, the Cowboy running back room was depleted. Let's be kind. It was like the witness protection program. Who are these guys? And Derrick Henry was available. And Jerry didn't make the move. Jerry's
didn't
the
even
GM.
make a call.
Didn't even glance his way, Timmy.
Nope.
And
which is weird because he's the type of star that would bring more.
But
he wanted to come here. He has a house here.
Yeah. How did Derrick Henry end up doing with the Baltimore Ravens last year?
You know what? Had it not been for Saquon Barkley's incredible season, Derrick Henry might have been MVP.
Yeah, he was that good in Baltimore. Still has it. Who knows if he still has it in 2025, but still has it.
Yeah.
But the point is, the Cowboys couldn't get out of their own way trying to run the football all last year. And so then the media began to bring it up. Jerry, why did you not talk to, offer Derrick Henry? And Jerry's acting like he's immune to being asked the questions now. Suddenly we don't want the questions about something like that. Well, which is it? Pick a lane on a Tuesday.
Because it doesn't promote his agenda to answer those questions anymore. He had to answer the same questions 2 off seasons ago when they first ran, when Zeke was gone the first time, and then they ended up, well, we don't have money for running back. Well, there's all these free agents. They're all signing for $3 million a year, $2.5 million a year, $5 million a year. And what do? They bring back Zeke Elliott for $3 million a year after a failed season in New England. And
that was supposed to be the solution. I'm with you.
It will promote the brand.
I don't think JP has us here to bemoan the Cowboys anymore, but you're drawing the comparison. You're drawing the comparison that Jason Light has done a masterful job. And that is the word. I heard you guys earlier that this was supposed to have gone off the cliff 2 years ago at this time. Remember? Remember everybody out
Brady's gone. Remember who was it? Our boy
season. I mean, Colin Cowherd's going on and on. Worst team in the NFL.
Our dwellers, bottom of the South.
Stephen A. Smith's on that First Take show going, Baker Mayfield. Going on and on and on.
Who's that idiot in New Orleans who said, oh, Brady's gone, so Tampa Bay is going to go back to being Tampa Bay?
Cam Jordan, right? Cam Jordan.
Exactly. And he was right. We won the title again over your head.
Lo and behold, you see that a guy that has understood how to build with youth and manage the salary cap and fit things in and fits Baker Mayfield in on a minimum wage, $4 million a year contract 2 years ago. because they were salary cap strapped. They found a way to make it work, and they drafted players 2 years ago and last year that helped them make it work. And you're looking at, hopefully with Abuka, with Jacob Parrish, and maybe even another contributor, that you've reloaded again with young guys to help supplement what you have to have and what you're trying to do. So I give him all the credit in the world because it could have been really bad. You look at how bad the Saints have been post Drew Brees and salary cap strapped over the last 3 or 4 years. Look at, I was just on another show this morning. Tennessee was the number 1 seed in the AFC, I believe, 3 seasons ago.
Exactly.
Am I not correct? They were the top team in the AFC with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, Henry in the backfield. They went from being the number 1 seed to 2 years later having the number 1 overall pick. So it can fall fast. There's no question.
Hey, by the way, thank you, Baker Mayfield, for just being you. Coming and signing with the Bucs.
We love it. We love the guy's swag. We love the attitude.
Yeah.
And again, I've shared numerous times with you. He has that room. He has that locker room. Yes. They follow him. They're looking to him. We love that. By the way, do you have the update this morning that the Buccaneers have made a couple of roster moves?
Nothing big here. I think somewhat surprising is they let Michael Pratt go, who they liked as a quarterback. He just has been injured. He's got a bad back, and he can't recover from it for whatever reason. Probably has a disc or something that's long-term, and they just waived him. They waived kicker Ryan Coe, who, by the way, has a freaking leg. That dude.
He has a rocket. But
he might be back somewhere.
What they have done is given him an audition and let him kick some the other night to maybe hook on with another team, because it's obvious you're going to keep McLaughlin. But after the game the other night, we were doing the post game, the live, and shout out to you and to Peter Blake here on the JP Peterson Show feeds and platforms and on Peter's Sports Web platform. You guys were live. One of the very few that was
post
live.
game, baby, we're out there.
And we talked about your availability. Your availability sometimes is as big as anything, and Michael Pratt has not been available, and so they make this decision now based on the fact that he's obviously not going to be available the rest of preseason to show them anything. So they've moved on from that. And I know a little bit about Jace McClellan, the running back they brought in, the former Alabama running back. I worked a couple of his games on national radio for Compass Media when he was running with Brian Robinson as the other back, the guy that ended up going to the Commanders. They were kind of a 1-2 punch after Najee Harris. McClellan actually hurt his knee late in an Alabama season, had a season-ending knee injury, came back from that. The Falcons drafted him. Look, it's a long shot for him to make the team, but he's a guy that's been playing in the SEC, that's been in the NFL before, and he's probably going to get some carries in Pittsburgh and certainly in the final preseason game with the Bills to get an opportunity. They need another running back, and this guy's got a little bit of experience. So there's just a little quick update for the Buck fans.
It was nice to see Owen Wright, the pride of William and Mary and Monmouth, get a chance to get an NFL touchdown. But the bottom line is this guy, Jace McClellan, played for Alabama and won a national championship and had 1,900 yards and 18 touchdowns in the SEC and won a couple of SEC championships. So last time I checked, that's pretty good.
That matters.
That matters. Yeah, it matters. So I'm not. And to your point, he's had a hard time recovering from that knee injury. And if he does get back, you got a player on your hands who's done some things. I'm not dissing Owen Wright. It just is what it is. The resumes are really different.
Well, but look at what we shared the other night, and we'll share it again here. We've been bringing it up. Look at Sean Tucker. All right, there were question marks. Here we go back to Jason Light and his staff. There were question marks about a heart condition with him, and teams stayed completely away from a guy. What did he rush for? Like 4,000 something yards at Syracuse. The last 2 years, he was bananas with the rushing stats at Syracuse, but went undrafted. And now, how good does he look as an undrafted player, as a reserve, when they keep having to go to him and he delivers with that quick first step, some explosiveness, not afraid to go between the tackles? Love that guy. Keep that guy healthy. Because, again, you've got a question mark around Rachaad White and his availability, and Sean Tucker stepped right in the other night and showed what he can do. Your availability is a big deal.
Yep. Yeah, Sean Tucker is the best third string back in the league, and I don't think it's close. I think he could start for a lot of different teams. His acceleration, his vision, I mean, the dude has averaged almost 6 yards a carry. I mean, that's not a joke. And he's got enough carries in his career where it's not, an anomaly. The guy knows how to run in this league. And we were talking to him the other day, and after the game, and I was like, I don't know if I've ever talked to Sean. I don't know if I've ever talked to him. And he comes up to about here on me.
Right. I'll just share with you. I talked to him right away. He's a little quiet, but he's very well spoken. And I said to him, what about making the most of your opportunity? He said, it's all I can do. It's all I can do is be ready to go when they call your name. Remember, right after Hurricane Milton, obviously we all went through all of that, but the team was in New Orleans that whole week practicing, had evacuated because of the hurricane, and Rachaad White got hurt in that game. And Sean Tucker ran for 170 plus yards after not starting the game in that game. And they ran as a team for over 300 yards between he and Bucky Irving in that
player of the week
in that game. So again, he didn't know going into that game as the third running back that he was going to be anything other than a special teams player. And maybe I might get a carry or two, but lo and behold, did he take advantage of his opportunity. You have to have guys like that, but I'm glad you got to be around him. But you're right. You normally aren't interviewing the third string anything at these times, but that guy has shown out.
He's not a typical third stringer. And it's great to have. Even Bowles said the other night, he said, I'm constantly telling the offensive staff, we got to find ways to get him carries. Right. And I'm shocked. I don't know if Jason Light would even tell you, but I got to believe he's gotten a lot of calls about Sean Tucker from other teams because that kid can flat out play.
He could easily be a number one back on a lot of bad teams that need running back help.
You know who didn't 100%. Call? The Cowboys.
Wait, it comes back full circle, doesn't it, Timmy? It comes back full circle on who still needs running back help 3 years later, and Sean Tucker's out of it.
We love the Cowboys. So here's a little tidbit for you. The great Dan Pompei was out at Bucs practice the last couple days. I think I saw him a couple times. He wrote a great piece in The Athletic about Jason Light. I was just perusing it here this morning. It is fantastic, and it's a long, very intense piece. And Jason's done a lot of interviews, including on this show, and we've talked a lot about learning how to draft character and how it's changed the entire profile of this team and this organization. And the news-making headline is way down in the story. And it's where, they talk about all the great decisions he's made. And then he was very, very honest about some of these other things, which I really appreciate about Jason Light.
Yeah.
He said, in hindsight, Light believes he was fooled in 2019 when he chose linebacker Devin White in the first round. White was a starter for the better part of 5 years for the Bucs, but eventually was let go. Is with his third team since. Quote, knowing what I know now, he would have been off my board. It was too much about him. I mean, how many GMs are going to even admit that?
Right.
How many? None. Zero. Because they're all terrified that he'll get criticized. And I think it's one of the real endearing things about Jason. When he makes mistakes, he readily admits it. And I think that's a quality that's rare in this business. And I think it's one of the reasons, frankly, that the Glazers kept him around when his record probably suggested they should find a new GM. And look how that's worked out for the patience of the Glazer and this organization as a whole. What a dude.
Well, yeah, and you bring up a great point that honesty can sometimes get you into trouble, especially when you're assessing your mistakes. But it's a lot easier when you've had the success he's had over the course of the last 3 or 4 years with loading the roster with Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield and Chris Godwin. You go find Yaya Diaby. You find Ibuka in the first round this year, but you have Bucky Irving off of last year. You have Cade Otton as a later round draft pick a couple of years ago. I mean, time and again, they have demonstrated they will go get players in the draft. And of course, you're going to swing and miss. And I think the bigger situation with Devin White is the ability to adapt, to adjust, to study film, to counterpunch. And more so than off the field. I mean, I guess Jason would have to speak towards off the field, but it was more of how can we be kind? We need you to be able to see game tape and know what teams are doing against you. and how they're fooling you and how you're constantly in the wrong position. We got to have that. And as year 3 became year 4 and became the 5th year of it, they realized this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work with a long-term contract. And then I think what he's also referring to was all the trouble. This was all last off season, right? It was 2 off seasons ago where he wanted the long-term contract. And the Buccaneers are sitting back going, hey, we picked up the 5th year option on you. Play to the long-term contract. Show us in study habits, in improvement, in being better, that you're not that you're not a liability in pass coverage, because they can easily isolate you and fool you. And he didn't show it. And so, I'm giving you the long-winded answer that, is he even on the Raiders roster? I thought the Raiders picked him up. Is he still on the Raiders roster? And if he's not on the Raiders,
he's still there, but he's on the bubble for the 53. There's no question.
And he's been passed around like the offering plate at church at this point, because Philadelphia had him and benched him immediately.
And that's the complaint of him from my buddy in LA or in Las Vegas who covers the Raiders. He's like, he's a screw up. Like, they can't get him to study game film. They can't get him to study the playbook. And there
was an important game last year. You know what it was? The Houston Texans were playing on Monday Night Football, just while we pile on Devin White for one more moment and then we'll move on. And Troy Aikman showed whoever it was coming out of the backfield. And Aikman says, about as diplomatically as he could, I don't understand what Devin White is doing there. In other words, you either have to go with him and cover him, or you have to be in position backing up to make the play. Yeah. And I'm saying out loud to the TV, as I'm prone to do in my older age, we know exactly how you feel, Troy. We saw that a bunch. I'm not exactly sure what Devin is doing there. And there you go. Just thought I would share that. But you say that, and then you look at Tristan Wirfs, who this team took, and people are going, oh my God, you took an offensive lineman and you traded up a couple of picks and gave up something to get him. How good does that pick look now?
Pretty good.
After having made that pick, you jump up and get Antoine Winfield Jr., who had a phenomenal year 2 years ago in the 2nd round. You go grab somebody like Bucky Irving and had the forethought and the foresight to see what he can do. I mean, again, I go with the stack of numerous great moves in free agency and in the draft outweighing the occasional swing and miss, and there's going to be swings and misses.
That's part of the job. All right. No thoughts on your Tampa Bay Rays? I know you're a huge baseball fan. Shane McClanahan has again been shut down, so this will be 2 full seasons that he missed. I think one of the first jobs that this new ownership group needs to do is fire the entire medical staff and start over, because I have never seen a team that gets it more wrong on evaluations of injuries, guys who have setbacks. It is
it's a shame.
Was told by a very reliable source that they don't even believe in stem cell therapy, which has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. If you're an organization in sports. Yeah. So I don't know if that's still true. This was like a year ago. I don't know if they've made adjustments to it, but anyway, the bottom line is, look at this franchise. They have lost 2 spectacular talents, and I mean spectacular talents, in Shane McClanahan and Wander Franco, that you just, especially for an organization like the Rays, who don't go out and obviously spend money on players. It's something that you can't recover from. And I don't know, you can't really blame the organization for either one of those whiffs. And no, they're not whiffs. I mean, Shane's just an injury, and Wander, I mean, whatever.
Well, but you bring up the point, how you rehab the injury, who's taking care of him.
Yeah.
The surgery. Tyler Glasnow had the problems before that. Look, this goes back 15 years ago. All right. They thought they were ahead of the curve, the Rays, previously with Joe Madden and the pitching coaches that were there. Help me. It was, is it Jim Williams that was the pitching coach?
No. At one point, I'm
trying to remember who the pitching coach was with
Kyle Snyder. He was fantastic. And I can't believe
that, though, like 2010. Somebody help us out that's in the chat or whatever. But I'm talking about 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 Rays. They philosophically were going on the pitch counts with the number of innings before a certain number of time. They philosophically said, we are not going to draft pitchers that throw the cutter. We are going to do away with anybody in our organization that is throwing the cutter as a pitch because we believe it leads specifically to arm trouble. We are abolishing that pitch from our farm system and from our young arms. And they still rolled out with one pitcher after another having to have Tommy John surgery over and over and over again.
Yeah, Jim Hickey was the
Jim
long time.
Hickey, thank you.
Jim Hickey's the name I'm seeing,
Jim Hickey, thank you. They were trying to figure all of this. They were trying to game it and figure out what's causing these problems. And here we are 10 or 12 years later, and it's epidemic all over baseball. The UCL tear, we're just orthopedists here today on the JP Peterson Show. But my point is they haven't gotten any better at figuring it out on how to keep it from happening because it happened with Shane Baz, too, turn his arm up, and with Tyler Glasnow in recent years.
So many.
So, and it's a shame because McClanahan had so much future with it, but this was something
he was the starter in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
he was as dominant a pitcher as I've seen in a decade, and he was. And it just seems like bad karma on this franchise that has come over it recently. And maybe
we get the new owners in and get the new blood going and get everything going and hype it up. I keep saying to you, nobody's going to remember the result of this 2025 season years from now because this team was never built to win the World Series.
Yeah.
No.
So
I thought if they added some offense,
barely made the playoffs or they missed it or whatever, you're going to remember the new owners and get the stadium built. That's what you're going to remember about this year.
You know what? I blame the letdown in pitching, and not just the Rays, across Major League Baseball. You know how guys just can't throw like they used to, and they're not. I blame it all on gluten allergies.
Gluten allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You used to not have people who couldn't eat wheat, and now we have people who can't eat wheat, and pitchers can't pitch as much. That's not a coincidence.
We're going like next level conspiracy on the UCL tears being gluten wheat. I hadn't heard that one recently.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
But I mean, your guy Nolan Ryan is the gold standard. I mean, Nolan Ryan was still throwing 130 pitches a game in his 40s, in his mid 40s. He's throwing 120, 130 pitches a game. It can be done if you know how to pitch and you understand how to take care of your arm longevity wise. Yes. So
you know what? He didn't have an allergy to gluten.
I don't think so.
See?
Didn't have an allergy to work ethic. Didn't have an allergy to
maybe that's something to do with the gluten. You think?
There was a game. I saw this and I sent it out there on social media that is from the late 1970s where Nolan Ryan's pitching for the then California Angels against the Louis Tiant. Remember the spinning around heavy set, we'll call him Portly on a Tuesday morning, the Portly Red Sox pitcher that would throw all the off-speed stuff, all the junk. All right, the game goes 15 innings. Nolan Ryan pitched like 13 2/3 innings and threw like Timmy, help me, threw like 220 pitches.
Yeah, it was like 250 when he ended. I think it was 250 when he finished the game.
250.
Come on.
Louis Tiant threw all 15 innings in the game. They never took him out.
That's baseball, man.
You're like softball pitchers back in the day.
Different time, different era of understanding how to pitch deep into a game, how to pitch on 3 or 4 days rest and still come back strong and throw 100 or 110 pitches. It doesn't exist anymore.
Nolan Ryan preferred pitching on 3 days rest.
And by the way, this is all final confirmation that all this babying and all this innings watching and all this stuff, it doesn't work. No, they still tear their arms up anyway.
Right. So why not go back to throwing a lot more like the Braves used to do? Like Smoltzy comes on his show all the time and talks about it. Build up your arm strength. And
why would you listen to him? He only won how many games as a starting pitcher and how many games as a closer and pitched
what does he know about pitching?
15 years in the big leagues. Why would you listen to him about how it used to be done?
Wait, John who?
Yeah.
Remember Leo Mazzoni? Remember Leo?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They understood how to pitch deep into games, how to take care of your arm, how to get out of trouble, how to take care of your arm, take care of your body. Yeah.
And it wasn't about max velocity on every pitch, max spin on every pitch.
We are get off my lawn guy.
We were just smarter then.
Today.
That's what we're saying.
Maybe Timmy's onto it. Maybe it's the gluten. Anything else? Anything else?
I think we're good.
Related, Buccaneer related.
It's soon to be empty nester.
Yeah.
See, don't hurry that up just yet.
When are you going to do that?
Not just yet. I will leave the nest, by the way, and I will head to Pittsburgh. And be away from the nest this week for the Buccaneers and the Steelers. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers appears out of witness protection and plays in a preseason game. Maybe not.
Ain't happening.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be with that. And
you're going to get Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson is what we're going to get.
Get
you some ayahuasca.
I will report back on how things are in the Steel City. The Stillers. They call them the Stillers with an I. They don't call them the Steelers. The Stillers.
Are you going to be there for the joint? For the joint practices?
I will not be there for the joint practices, but I will be there for the fun, frivolity, and the excitement of preseason game number 2, and I will report back to you next week if you will have me.
Tell Mike T I said hello. We miss him. All right, brother.
Oh, yeah. Understood. You guys be well.
Soon to be empty nester. He did not like when I said that.
He didn't like that at all.
He did not like when I said that at all. He did not.
I don't think any of us like that. I got 3 out and 3 still at home. I'm ready for those 3 to get out too.
Get the hell out. Yeah. I think it's a little different with those twins.
It is. I get it. I get it for sure. It's different with the girls.
Not that yours aren't. Yeah. Right. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into it. There's a couple of snippets I forgot to play yesterday from our wonderful kickers and our punters. We had some nice conversations with them. We'll get to that. Your incredible comments here, which we have to get to as well. I'm going to a little bit more on this Dan Pompei story of the Bucs, and you got your Dan Orlovsky quarterback breakdown.
Yep,
Baker Mayfield. Looking forward to that. Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. If you haven't seen the new Genesis cars, they are absolutely fabulous. The G70. And they've got a great deal going over there. Their VIP valet service. They'll come pick you up and get your car all ready, get you a loaner, and do everything. You don't have to lift a finger to get service from your car. And they've got that maintenance agreement as well. 4 years maintenance on any of the new cars you buy there at Genesis of Tampa. So go check them out on the web at Genesis of Tampa. Great folks over there. Back in 3. Stay with us. From I do to I still do, the Golden Diamond Source is there for every special moment in your lives and mine. JP here for the Golden Diamond Source. I bought my engagement ring there, and so did my co-host Nick. Great experience. And no matter what your budget is, they will guide you from your first diamond purchase to upgrading your Golden Diamond Source diamond at 100% of its value for a bigger, better diamond. That's awesome. 100% of your diamond's value. You can't get that anywhere else. Enjoy their beautiful, relaxing bridal salon and select from the most extensive collection of diamond engagement rings, anniversary rings, and wedding bands. Julie and Steve Weintraub have always told me that they want to be your family jeweler, and that has been true for me, from special presents like birthstone pendants, tennis bracelets, even diamond studs. They have it all in one place. So if you want her to say, I do or I still do, be sure to choose a diamond from the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. If you're feeling run down, your workout sucks, or your sexual libido is not what it used to be, check out Bay Area Modern Medical Center. That happened to me a few years ago, and I found out I had the testosterone level of a second-grade girl. That's not good. Our food, environment, and stress can cause your T levels to drop. Bay Area Modern Medical Center can help, and they are different. They offer customized hormone replacement for both men and women. Christopher Lugo and his medical staff can help you restore your energy, your sex drive, and your feelings of well-being. It was a total game changer for me. I have way more energy, lost 30 pounds, and I'm performing better in all areas of my life. Nobody wants to talk about sexual health, but it's key to a balanced life. We offer discreet treatments with real-world results. So if you're suffering from a lack of interest in sex, ED, or lack of sexual stamina, Dr. Lugo and his staff can help. Take your health care to the next level at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete, and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, are you going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state, or the one that supports your favorite sports show? It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. We're coming to you live from the Kingmaker studio here. Do you love your business as much as you love sports, or maybe even a little bit more? Kingmakers of Tampa is for you. It's a members-only club. It offers a relaxing work environment, focus rooms, a golf simulator, production studio right here that we're in, full bar right outside the door, and conference rooms. Opportunity to have every game on all the TVs with our 15 TVs. Great if you're interested in growing your small business. KingmakersTampa.com. Our Instagram is at KingmakersTampa, and Facebook Kingmakers Tampa. So to just go online to Kingmakers and Tampa.com and sign up. You do it right there. Come on down. Join us here in South Tampa. Beautiful place. We've got a small business and you need a place to work. It's a great spot for you. Get all the other accoutrements. What do you think? I think our studio is better than your studio now, Jim.
No
My
chance.
studio is better than yours.
No chance. I still have a Jaeger machine.
You do have a Jaeger machine.
And a keg.
I got a full bar, bro.
But can you go in there and drink whatever you want for free whenever you want?
As a matter of fact, I can.
Oh, damn it. Never mind then. I stand corrected.
Do you
have a hot bikini-topped bartender in there to serve you when you want? Because I can get one of those here in about 5 minutes.
Lately. But not that I'm interested in that, actually. Do you have a golf simulator?
I mean, I got
no.
I think it's called Link 386 on my computer.
No. Do you have a I got an NBA video game, like one of the old ones. What are those?
NBA Jam?
NBA, I don't know what they are. NBA 2K or something. Yeah, NBA Jam. That's what it is.
Yeah, I used to love that.
Kids love that.
I don't know. We got a healthcare clinic in the suite next to me that I kind of like the girls there, so I'll take my studio. They're probably listening right now.
May I suggest you visit there more often? May I suggest you visit there more often?
Well, I don't know if they can help me, but they can probably help somebody.
Yeah, well, you need some help.
By the way, speaking of Jaeger, JP, right here, it's after 10 a.m. my local time, so I can do Jaeger now.
It might have something to do with your health problems, but who am I? Who am I?
No, because look, if Jaeger tastes like cough syrup, it probably works like cough syrup.
It has medicinal purposes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, look, I'm going to do another one. I'm going to get really healthy right now. Here we go.
Attaboy. B says B, or
so
Mike
healthy.
H said B had to be in jail for stalking or breaking a restraining order.
Probably be
I think
accurate.
that's a pretty good bet. I think that might be B. What were you in jail for? The inquiring minds want to know. Brandon Wheat said, seems like Sugar Shane is another Brendan McKay. Well, Brendan McKay never did anything in the big leagues. That's the problem with Sugar Shane is, golly, man.
He's already
so
shown you
good.
what he can do. Yeah.
He was the best pitcher in baseball, man. Wander Franco was on a course to be the best shortstop in baseball. Well, it's karma.
Oops.
Starts at the top. And all that's about to change. All that's about to change. I mean, you look at the other two organizations in town. Look at Jeffrey Vinnick, the Community Hero Program, and all the money he's given away and the leadership he's shown in transforming downtown Tampa, Water Street, doubled the skyline, created tens of thousands of jobs, long-term jobs. I mean, it's just incredible what he's done. Look at the Glazers. Look at the Glazers, what they have been able to accomplish. And we can all go back to the beginning, and maybe it wasn't, it was a bit of a rocky start. We'll just put it that way. But what the Glazers have done in the last 10 to 15 years in the community is incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know, Brian Ford was at the Tampa Sports Club. By the way, we got a big event coming up August 20th. We'll be talking about here, which is kind of our membership drive. So if you want to join the sports club at Tampa, y'all come at me when it's banquet time and we're doing our Hall of Fame and you want tickets. Well, now's the time to join and be sure that you're going to be at the next Hall of Fame banquet. So, and enjoy all the great stuff that we do. So anyway, he came and they did a little presentation about what they do in the community. And I was like, wow, there's something like 107 different initiatives that they have going right now within the community. And they just did at halftime, they brought in all the small businesses that they helped through the hurricanes of last year, a couple $1 million that they gave away to these small businesses. And this is no, $20 grant. I mean, these are tens of thousands of dollars to these small businesses that would not be allowed without it. So, and you go and you do all these things and you touch people on the grassroots level, and I'm a firm believer of the Tony Dungy mantra is that we're going to win in the community first and then we're going to win on the field. And that sounded bizarre to the players when he rolled that out in this first meeting with Derek Brooks and the whole group. And they had no idea what the hell he was talking about. And I don't blame him. Even guys are as community minded as Derek. And you just don't understand it until you start living it, because the whole premise is you put others first instead of yourself. You put your selfish desires away and you work for the team, i.e. the community. And that's just the ground level of how that starts in building a consensus and building a team, which football is kind of the ultimate team sport, in my opinion. Yeah. So, and that's what starts. And that's why these two other organizations have won championships while the Rays have wallowed in mediocrity lately, certainly the last couple of years. And even though they've won some regular season games, they've never connected with the community. It's always been a struggle to support them. They've done everything wrong in terms of the community and stadiums and really held up development on both sides of the bay. Whereas Jeffrey Vinnick has developed all these things and created all these jobs and all this goodwill. The Rays have done the exact opposite. They had a great opportunity to do that in Tampa and meanwhile leave a great legacy in St. Petersburg and have them develop that area and what that could have become in the last 6 years. Then we never would have had a roof blow off, because there would have been a roof to blow off. They'd have been in a new stadium in Tampa. And all this is because of who the Rays are at their core. It's all about them making money. It's always been about them making money. That's who they are at their core. That brings bad karma, in my opinion. So all this stuff that's going on right now, having to play in another stadium and all this other stuff, that all is from Stu Sternberg and the way he's run this organization. Right. I'm convinced of it. You can look at it from a tactical standpoint. Had he done the stadium, again, we wouldn't be dealing with all these issues. And if you want to talk on a little bit more esoteric level of karma, I believe in it. I believe in it wholeheartedly. And when it's all about you, that's what you get. That's what you get. And when you start with the community first, that's what you get. Community backing, community support, winning, it all comes together. Tony Dungy, he's kind of smart. He knows what he's doing.
By the way, I'm really glad he got his Super Bowl, even though it wasn't in Tampa. Really glad talk about a guy, he'd be on that list of coaches that never got one, that maybe of the top that deserved him,
I so wish he would have won one in Tampa Bay with that team.
For sure. Yeah.
God, so wish. Which brings us to the guy who did, John Gruden.
John Gruden,
who has reclaimed his Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Right below juxtaposition, right below Bruce Arians. The original Ring of Honor up top, and now they're doing a ring. Instead of going to the other side of the stadium on the same level, we're now going underneath on the east side.
Keeping it on the same side. Yeah.
Keeping it on the same side. Yeah, the TV side, so the TV cameras can get a shot of it.
Yeah.
So, adjusting my microphone. So he won his case, and now the Nevada Supreme Court has decided that the NFL can't keep this under the arbitration blanket, so nobody can see all the dirty work like Sternberg tried to do in his case, and was forced into a huge settlement because of his dirty business with his partners. Another bad karma deal. So now the NFL is facing depositions, discovery, all that juicy stuff. Unless it's appealed to the Supreme Court, which I don't know why they would take this case. But if it is, the NFL has been known to control courts. In case you didn't know the history of the NFL, they do pretty well for whatever reason, especially in New York. Shocking development where the offices are. So I don't know if John Gruden wants that. So I would suggest the settlement is in order and a very rich one. And I wonder if it involves him being able to come back and coach. Because I think it's pretty clear that that's kind of been a blackball situation. I think it's fair to say.
But I mean, he's not like officially banned from coaching. There's not
no.
But it's just a matter of the teams want to touch that, right?
And I would argue probably a lot of them don't,
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the emails are out there for everyone to read. And as soon as you hire them, they're all going to resurface.
Yep.
And you got to deal with that. So I don't know. And we talked about this yesterday. Would he be better in college? Because he said he wanted to coach in the SEC. He went up to Georgia, visited them. Love to coach in the SEC. This league, it just means more, man. It does.
He's not wrong.
But I can't see him coaching in college. He had no patience for young players.
No.
Just ask Chris Sims.
Oh my gosh.
And then
well, ask Chris Sims' spleen, and then ask Chris Sims.
Yeah, right.
His broken spleen.
Yeah, I was there. That was my debut on Sunday Night Football.
Is that right?
Bob Costas tossed it to me outside the hospital, the St. Joe's Hospital, where Chris Sims was in there fighting for his life.
Yeah.
And they gave me mixed minus in my ear, so I heard myself talking back to myself 2 seconds later and had to get through it without effing up, which I did, by the way. Thank God he didn't ask me a question. That would have been, it was the best 30 seconds of my life. But yeah, that was a scary situation. I think it was Dr. Diaco who noticed that something was very wrong and rushed Chris to the hospital. And had he not, he'd have died.
He'd have bled out.
Internal bleeding. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So and that wasn't Gruden's fault, by the way. No,
not at all.
No, that was just Chris trying to prove to everybody that, because there was always this kind of talk that Chris was soft, silver spoon, all that bull crap.
Well, he's the Longhorn. All the Longhorns are soft. We all know that.
He was tough as Chris was tough son of a bitch, but he didn't want to quit. He did not want to quit. And he's dying inside, literally dying inside, bleeding out his spleen. And if someone didn't notice that, he could have died very easily.
Yeah. Right there on the field. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't, and Florida Gator fans are just absolutely foaming at the mouth to get John Gruden. And as a Seminole, I'm for it. I would, can you imagine the spice that would add to the rivalry? You know? And I said this yesterday, I think from college football is different now, and coaching stars kind of work. I mean, you could say what you want about Deion Sanders. What he's done for that Colorado program is absolutely career changing for so many people. I mean, nobody gave a rat's ass about that program. They were drawing about 30,000 fans, if that, a game, if that. Now they packed the stadium. They've got multiple premium seating, luxury boxes all sold out. I mean, I think that the number was like some $130 million more that they've made in the last couple of years in local revenue and sponsorships and tickets and premium seating than they did before. You know, Gruden would bring that kind of hype to Florida, to Arkansas, to wherever. I mean, Florida already makes all that anyway.
Right.
But maybe some other fledgling programs, and I'm not to say Arkansas is fledgling. They're in the SEC. They got plenty of money, but it would take it to a whole nother level. He went to Florida. I don't know if it moves the needle that much because they're Florida. They're already a premium program in the SEC. I know that's been kind of tough times lately. And frankly, I don't know from wins and loss standpoint if he would do much better than Napier's done with the schedule that they played last year and are going to play again this year. But the consensus is Napier is on the hot seat. I get that. But I think he's done a hell of a job. I think he did a tremendous job at the end of that season. The fact they kept playing and won those games, he did a hell of a job. So I don't know. You think Gruden would work in college, Texas A&M?
I think you'd have a little bit of the Deion effect, right? As far as media
attention
in Gainesville. I mean, 100%. I'd like to see it as an SEC guy. I'd love to see it, man.
Me too.
And again, you get all the media attention. We'd get all the press conferences, whether you want to see Gators press conferences or not. They're going to show them every night on ESPN, and every Saturday you're going to get them everywhere on social media. And I think that would be, from an entertainment standpoint, absolutely. Do I think he would be successful? I think he'd probably be about like Deion, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Who I don't think is very successful.
How define success? Was he supposed to win a national championship in year 1 or year 2?
Well, are they supposed to be competitive in year 1 or year 2?
I think they were competitive last year. They damn near won the Big 12.
Okay, the Big 12. Man, they didn't come close to winning the Big 12. What are you talking about? Arizona State ran away with that.
I don't know about that.
Iowa State put up a pretty good fight. I'm just saying, look, no, I don't think Deion is a successful college coach. No, I don't think that at all. Do I think Gruden would be better? Yes. I think he's a better coach than Deion for sure. But would that translate to the college game? I just don't know. Like you said, I don't think he's the most patient guy in the world, and you got to be super patient with these young kids, especially in today's climate.
Yeah, that's what I don't think would mix well.
Right.
It didn't mix well when he was 42. It ain't going to do any better now that he's 62. Like that ain't a thing. Like it's not even close to a thing.
I mean, for the same reason that Jimmy Johnson couldn't be a good head coach these days right now. Other than being 80 years old, but his style of coaching, that's just not allowed anymore.
No, I agree.
When he had the running back in 1992 that was having an asthma attack on the field, and Jimmy yelled at him and said, "The asthma field's over there," and he's pointing at the locker room. And he did. He cut him the next day because he had an asthma attack.
Will Madden says, what about Gruden coaching the Cowboys?
Yes, please. I said this before they hired Schottenheimer. I would welcome Gruden here in Dallas. I would love that. I would never miss a press conference, JP. We would have all the Gruden audio on the JP Peterson Show.
Rick says, enough sports talk, JP. Are you going to talk about fart coin, or are you sitting on a dildo coin for another day? You missed our discussion on green dildo coin yesterday. And I can tell you this, Nick was not very comfortable with the conversation at all.
Phrasing. Nick, what's wrong with Nick? He's a young kid. He should be open to all of this stuff.
No, he's like he didn't even want to say the words. Like, he wouldn't even say the words.
Nick.
Good for him. There's some class on this program.
Stop taking yourself so seriously, Nick. You're about to be a father. You need to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, agreed. Come on. It's just this green
By the
dildos.
way, while everyone was sending him congratulations, I was the first, I think, maybe only to send my condolences.
Kids ain't cheap these days.
Dude, there's $1 million investment right there, and it's just going to fail you later in life. That's all kids do.
$1 million you never spent, or you spent, but you never got. Yeah. Yeah. If you missed that yesterday, we had a crypto expert on talking about it. I didn't even know, he's my crypto guy. I'm like, did you get me some green dildo? He said, yeah, you got a little green dildo in your account. I'm like, ooh, thought I felt something.
I could see Nick just like turning off his camera and just not even being part of the conversation.
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. You nailed that one. That was bad scheduling on my part. I should have had him on when you were on. My bad.
The Tuesday through Friday are the fun shows, JP.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Monday we take care of business. Tuesday through Friday, it's just shenanigans.
That's right.
Huge Anus says the other AL East teams are buying up tickets at George Steinbrenner Field and giving them to insane homeless people to scare away the actual fans. What?
Wait, how are homeless people going to get to the stadium?
Well, evidently they're going to get there. They're going to stay.
Come on, Huge Anus.
Did y'all touch on the Mateer gambling situation? Did I hear about who's the Mateer gambling situation?
John Mateer? I don't know anything about that.
Who's that?
Quarterback?
I did not. Is there a gambling situation? Is there a gambling situation?
Let's see. From the Hidston Times, John Mateer's alleged Venmo activity surfaces. Did Oklahoma pay Landon Roten for sports gambling?
Looks like a developing situation.
John Mateer's a legit Heisman candidate. Dude,
right?
And he's from right here. Now. Yeah, he's a badass, man.
Yeah.
He's the one that took over for Cam Ward at Washington State. No, and he's a badass dude. Let's see. From Brian Aguada. Oh, well, I guess he's at Oklahoma now. Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer is allegedly engaged in sports betting, including on NCAA football games such as UCLA versus USC, according to Venmo transactions. NCAA rules prohibit athletes from wagering on any NCAA sanctioned events. Oh, and they screenshotted it. There's a screenshot of this. It says John Mateer paid Richard Roden sports gambling. Like on Venmo, you can put what it's for, and he literally wrote sports gambling.
Wait. This sounds let's back this up. Wait. First of all, let's remember this. There is a website out there where you can produce screenshots of anything, and they look absolutely legitimate. 100%. Like text messages, Venmos, all that stuff. You can produce screenshots that look absolutely identical to them. So no one is that stupid. No one is that stupid to put on their Venmo, especially if you're a high. Yeah, that is completely
gambling.
Yeah, that's either a joke or someone just that's you and put the game too. Of course, we're going to put the game. This is a complete setup. This is a 100% complete setup. Nobody is that stupid. Nobody's that stupid to put that out there in public. Come on now. Took those messages up there again. Were those public or private messages? You know how you can make your Venmo public or private?
Oh, it's public.
No, you can make it private. Like when I Venmo you for your pay, it's not.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't ever use Venmo except for with you. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. So you can put, it says it's the world thing. So it's like, that's for the world to see. No, he's not doing that. Come on now. That's a complete setup. Somebody fabricated the screenshots, and some
Maybe
idiot is posting them.
John Mateer. Like, that's just a weird target.
Who's he play for? Oklahoma.
But that would have been back before he was even at Washington. That's 2022.
Well, it doesn't matter. He'd be suspended now.
Right.
So I would probably say somebody from Texas if I had to guess.
I don't know that Texas is afraid of Oklahoma.
Oh, well, they still hate each other, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Could have been
somebody
the
from Oklahoma State. Yeah. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that for 1 second.
Wow.
All right, we're going to do a little more research on that, even though I shot it down. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, get to the rest of your comments. Got some kicker stuff for you that I want to do that I forgot yesterday. We'll see if we can get that, Tori. A couple other notes on Myles Garrett, and evidently the Cleveland Browns just like the speed. Are they drafting a lot of Georgia players? Maybe. And the UFC deal. Whoa, did you see this? We got to comment on this as well. Yeah. Oh, you missed that. We are brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. And if you're looking for that ring, folks, come on now. There's no other place but the Gold and Diamond Source. They have the best selection. They have the best staff. They have the best prices. It's all at Gold and Diamond Source. And you will get 100% of what you pay for your diamond back when you go to upgrade. So especially you young folk like Nick, you go buy your ring there, and as your family grows and your woman deserves a bigger ring, you go back and get 100% of what you paid, and you get her that bigger ring. It's a great idea, and it's only at the Gold and Diamond Source, 3800 Elmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Going through a medical emergency without health care insurance can cause you to go into crippling debt. In most scenarios, people are forced to either break into their retirement funds or worse, they're forced to file for bankruptcy. The sad truth is that health care insurance is crucial in today's day and age. Look, I get it. Many of you think you're never going to get sick and health insurance is really expensive. Well, we can help you out with that. Depending on your income, we can find great plans at huge discounts. God forbid you get cancer, a car accident. It could literally ruin you financially for life. So make the call and find out. Even though the open enrollment period is over, you may have some qualifying life events that can help you get covered right away. It can be very complicated, a very intimidating process, but we can help. Go to our website and check out all the 5-star reviews about our helpful agents. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Studio here. I did great folks at Cafe Paradiso. Over there, get some great traditional Italian food. Nice red wine. Great wine collection there. Try the lasagna, the veal marsala. Oh, it's all so good. So if you're looking forward to a great Italian meal for a special occasion, like my man Ben, who's a big listener to the JP Peterson Show, met him over there at Cafe Paradiso while we were over there the other day. So pretty cool. I think
it was his birthday, right?
It was his birthday. And he said, I'm going to stay. I'm going to listen to JP and go over to Cafe Paradiso. He said it was wonderful. So you listen to JP and go over to Cafe Paradiso. You'll have a wonderful experience. Yeah, I guess this Mateer story is blowing up. So I was checking in the
yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. I'm a little skeptical. That seems to be I was waiting for something like this to happen. When somebody showed me that website where you can replicate screenshots for just about anything, I was like, ooh, this is bad. This is gonna. It's like
deep fake videos, right? It's just as bad as deep fake videos. You just don't know what's true anymore, what's real.
Yeah, you have no idea. But like, if you're and who are the biggest lunatics when it comes to trying to frame people? College football fans. They do anything to get the other program in trouble.
Sabotage.
It's complete sabotage. So I'm not saying it's definitely not true, but come on now. You have to be the biggest idiot in the world to be a college quarterback and putting it publicly on your Venmo so everyone could see it. Sports gambling.
Send your bookmaker to
that happened in 2022. Why wouldn't somebody not go, oh, wait a minute. That's probably not good. That dude, I know he's a quarterback, college quarterback. Was even if he was a high school quarterback at that point. I mean, whatever. Somebody would have flagged that then, right?
I mean, you'd like to think so. He's from Little Elm. He's from Little Elm High School, right up the street from me. I mean, he's
stupid here, but that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Gambler's paradise, right? Are you having wireless issues or am I?
I think it's you.
I haven't circled the drain over here a little bit. Is it me?
Yeah, no, that's you.
You haven't had any issues. Maybe we got all these TVs hooked up now. I don't know what's going on. All right, couple other comments that came in. Nathan Elliott said, I have caught hell saying that Devin White needed to study more game film. Other Buccaneer fans would tell me that I was crazy for saying it. You weren't crazy, bro.
No, not
we were
at all.
on that in real time. Yeah. Michael LaRue says, comment yesterday had me thinking about Eric Neander's trades. Neander's bad trade departures. Longoria, Arozarena, Paredes, Nate Lowe, Snell, Joe Ryan, Odorizzi, Kyle Manzardo, and Jason Adam. He ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Now he also balances with the good ones. Glass now, Meadows for a bit, Boz for a bit, Nick Anderson, yeah, Pham, Wendell, Paredes, Caminero, Yandy Diaz, G-Man Choi, Manuel Margot, Zanino, Rasmussen, Pepio, Fairbanks, Jeff Springs, yeah. But it never sticks. You never put together a team. It's always short term. You know? They come and they go. They come and they go. They come and they go. It's a constant wash. You can never build any culture. You can never build any consistency, continuity. Now, I realize in baseball it's not as important as football, but there's from a fan base standpoint, it's just constant revolving roster. You can never settle in with anybody, and that's, we talked about this last week. That's the romantic part of being a baseball fan. Falling in love with your heroes, going out to the ball yard, watching them for years and years and years, them being part of the community, building a little bit of culture within the team. And you have guys that are there, kind of the core of your team, and then you sprinkle in around it. With the Rays, it's like the core of the team is different every year for the most part. And it comes and goes, and fans know that they can't get attached to players. And I think that's all been part of it. Hopefully that will change. I would hope so. No, we already did that one. Sorry. Hugh Janus asks again, will FSU go to the SEC? I've said for a long time I don't believe so. I could be wrong here. I don't think the SEC wants FSU, and I don't think FSU wants the SEC. The Big Ten seems to be a much better fit for FSU in a lot of different ways.
Well, it's a new market for the Big Ten. It's not a new market for the SEC. They don't need that market at all.
FSU doesn't bring to the SEC what they would bring to the Big Ten in terms of
correct.
Even if you brought them in, it would be an overlap of a lot of viewers and a lot of markets because of UF, and that's the same thing for USF. Yeah. USF in the big SEC, in the SEC, which I see them talking about that all the time. That would be the Big Ten getting USF and FSU would bring them new markets. Although I think there would be an overlap there. I think they take one or the other. And I know many USF fans say, well, we're AAU. They'll take us first. It's more about your media rights, and FSU's media rights are worth about 5x what USF is.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
For what that's worth. And it's worth a lot of money, actually. Brandon Weed says Shohei Ohtani and his agent, Ippy Muzahara, that's a great name, are being sued by developers in connection with a $240 million Hawaii real estate project. Why does there just seem like there's a lot going on with Ohtani underneath? Like, nobody believes that the interpreter bet all that money. Nobody believes that.
Yeah, how did we just wash over all of that? And
because that's no what the FBI
talks about it anymore.
And it's baseball wanted. Come on now. Come on. Nobody, and you know what? Nobody cares. To be quite frank, nobody cares. Although, if you're a Pete Rose fan, you're like, wait, what? I can't get into a Hall of Fame. This dude bet how much money? It was the interpreter. Oh, right.
Because he just had $60 million laying around, right?
Nobody believes that, right? Come on. Cody says, if the Rays sign their good players, we would be champions a few times. I hope our window is still open. What window? What window is there for this team? Was there ever a window? No. I mean, back in 2020, maybe, when they made it to the World Series, that team, not this team. The problem with the Rays is when you play with the shoestring budget, the many problems, is if you get a few injuries, you're toast. You're toast. And they've gotten more than a few injuries and more than bad luck.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wander Franco thing sets you back tremendously. Because, for years and years, your whole strategy is built around having Wander Franco at shortstop, critical defensive position, Gold Glove, and shortstop, and also a 25 home run, 310 hitter every year. I mean, you plug that in for the next 10 years and you develop players around that at other positions. And then when that goes poof, you're like F. And same with Shane McClanahan. Oh, we have our shortstop and we have our top of the rotation guy for the next 10 years. We're good. Because I firmly believe they would have, even this group would have extended Shane McClanahan. I don't know if he would have agreed to it, but they would have tried to extend him. And that's a huge piece of the puzzle. And they both have evaporated right in front of you. And again, I would, I might throw a little bad karma in there because I think it's part of it.
Right.
Brandon Weed said, I got tired of buying Rays jerseys because you buy one and the player is gone. This year I bought a new jersey with TBD on the back.
That's pretty good.
TBD. Did you really? Or is that a joke, Brandon? I like to see a picture of that if you did, because that's funny. If you have a jersey that says 98 TBD, 98 from the year we were born, the Rays, and TBD, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Good.
Hughes says Pam Bondi covered for Ohtani's interpreter. I don't know. Pam would go for that. She's steely. Do you think the Bucs fire Bowles if they miss the playoffs would bring back Gruden? No, they would not bring back Gruden. Gruden is not coming back here. Do I think they would fire Bowles if they don't make the playoffs? Maybe. Yeah, if they stay healthy for the most part, like no team is healthy, but if they don't have catastrophic injuries and they don't make the playoffs and they go 2-6 in 7-point games again, and we have a lot of questions about timeout usage and game management. Yeah.
Like we did last year.
Yeah. If that happens again with this roster, yeah, the Glazers will not be happy.
I also think that I don't think Jason Light or the Glazers would pull a trigger on that unless they know they've got something better already lined up.
Yeah,
like they're not just going to fire him for the sake of firing him. They have to know that they've got something better waiting in the wings, that's a deal that's already done before they make that move. Because I think that's the kind of organization they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who would that be? Like, I have no freaking idea who's going to be available. Because they won't fire him mid-season if it goes south. They're going to wait till the end of the year. Then you got to see who's out there. You want to make a run for what's his face? For Bill up in Chapel Hill? No. I mean, I don't. You're not going to get Gruden.
Yeah.
I don't. Who's the college coach of the day? It just, I don't know. That's just not a willy-nilly move that you make.
No, I agree. Unless there's somebody better, and that's going to take a lot. Yeah. So Myles Garrett got a speeding ticket, his 7th. Did we know this? You have 7 speeding tickets now, and this one was for 100, going 100 and a 60. That's only $250 fine.
He's been hanging out with Shedeur too much.
Yeah. Get fast cars, go fast, get tickets. That's kind of how that works. See Georgia.
I just don't get the speeding thing. I've never been a speed demon on the road.
Well, like I've said many times, I love driving fast cars. I mean, I love driving my car fast, and I've done it before. I would love to have a really fast car and be able to take it on one of these tracks.
Right. That's where you do that. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're endangering people's lives when you're doing it like that. Like
just
if I go fast,
Henry Ruggs,
when I go fast, it's nobody's around me. Nobody's around me. When have I gone 100 miles an hour before? Yeah. Lots of times.
Yeah.
Can they arrest me for just saying that on the air? Or they have to see it?
There's probably a statute to limitations.
Yeah, but I do it, and when there's nobody around, and and it's anyway, and I don't know where he was doing it, to be quite honest. But if you've done it 7 times, that might be an issue.
I don't know. I'll be in Ohio tomorrow, JP. I will certainly let you know what happens when you go 100 miles an hour out leaving the airport.
Good. See, we'll do some research here. See if
show trip.
And you'll roll down the window and go, "You don't look like a Cleveland Brown."
Yeah, I'm going to be in the great metropolis of Columbus, Ohio for the next 3 days. So,
so you'll be coming to us live from the Columbus studio.
I will. Yeah, not tomorrow because I'll be on a plane when the show's on. But Thursday's show I will do direct from the new Columbus FanStream Sports studio. So,
Nathan says the Glazers will not hesitate to pull a Dungy dump again if they thought they would win a Super Bowl that season. They are all about the money. I wouldn't say they're all about the money. Not like Stu Sternberg, Nathan. I wouldn't say that. I think they're all about winning. Yeah, they'll spend the money. Much different juxtaposition there.
Right.
Yeah, I do think. And what did the Glazers do? They didn't, even though Rich McKay wanted them to hire Marvin, what's his face from the Bengals,
Marvin Lewis.
They had that deal done. They said, no, he's not. He hadn't got the Bengals over the hump. Why are we going to hire him?
Yeah.
And they did something very bold and traded for a head coach, giving up a 2 1s and 2 2s. There's the new studio. Hello.
Good day, mate.
Good night, mate. Yeah. And would they do something as bold with this team? I think that's a lot to give up. And but is there a coach out there that they would try to go pilfer? That would be interesting. That's way down the freaking road, but
they going to make another trade like they did for Gruden?
I wouldn't.
I can't get Kyle Shanahan,
but they've done it before. Yep. They've done it before,
and it worked out. You won a Super Bowl.
That's right. So, would the boys do what the daddy did? Hell yeah, they would. I think they would. All right, what else did we not get to? Oddly enough, you forgot to mention that who the number one team in the AP poll is. First time ever. I didn't realize that. First time ever, the Texas Longhorns are number one in the preseason AP poll.
That sounds about right.
That first time ever.
Yeah, that's okay. After week one, they won't be.
How does that make you feel, Mr. A&M?
No, I mean, look, I love Arch Manning. I'm a Manning fan too. I love all the Mannings. I hate the University of Texas, and they're going to lose in week one. And I hate Ohio State, and I'm about to go up there in Ohio State country. By the way, I got to hang out with Bobby Carpenter while I'm up there, which is going to burn me because not only is he an Ohio State guy, he got drafted by the Cowboys and failed miserably. And I'm going to keep throwing that in his face too, by the way. But, dude, when Texas loses to Ohio State, it'll be a gut punch because I hate both teams, but Texas will fall off the mountain and it'll be fine.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Let's do some college football talk tomorrow, shall we?
Yeah, we can get to my quarterback list tomorrow too.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about that.
And we ran out of time. It's all good.
All right. We'll do that tomorrow. Rays and A's again tonight.
I'm not going to be on tomorrow. We'll have to do it Thursday.
Because you're going to be on a plane tomorrow.
I'll be on a plane.
All right. I'll get a co-host for tomorrow. Better than you.
Danny can do it.
Yeah. Dirt Danny's here. He showed up for the noon show, which I put on the X, by the way. Screwed that up. Way to go. All right. We'll be back at our regular time tomorrow, which is now 10 to noon. I got to reframe my brain again.
Right.
10 to noon from here on out, folks. So tell all your friends, tell all your neighbors. We will be back then. Go Rays. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.